This video provides an overview of the NCDOT Jordan Falls Lake Stormwater Nutrient Load Accounting Tool, or NCDOT JSLAT. NCDOT JSLAT is an Excel-based model used to estimate nitrogen and phosphorus loads exported from new non-road development projects. The workflow for using NCDOT JSLAT on new development projects will involve 6 steps. As a first step, it is important to determine if your project is subject to the new non-road development rules. There are 4 requirements that must be met in order for the rules to apply. A project is subject to the new non-road development rules when the project is located within Falls Lake or Jordan Lake watersheds, disturbs 1/2 acre or more, results in a net increase in built upon area, and is not included in the project type exclusion list. The exclusion list includes noise barriers or alterations to existing public buildings to provide for noise reduction, landscaping projects, activities involving maintenance or repair needed to maintain the original function of an existing project or facility without expansion or change in use, and sampling, monitoring, and related data gathering activities. Assuming that all 4 criteria do apply to your project, the second step is to gather site-specific data. A summary of data needs will be discussed in more detail later in this video. The third step involves developing a plan for the post-development condition. In this step, details regarding drainage and routing, BMP type, size and placement, and land cover are sorted out. In some cases, this step may be an iterative process involving multiple designs in order to achieve compliance with the watershed-specific nutrient targets. The NCDOT JSLAT Routing Scenarios video describes how routing is handled in the model and provides a number of examples to support this step. The remaining steps 4, 5, and 6 involve running the model, determining if the nutrient targets have been achieved, and documenting the results. Other videos on the NCDOT JSLAT curriculum will demonstrate these steps on 2 hypothetical new non-road development projects. The remainder of this video will present an overview of the NCDOT JSLAT tool. The NCDOT Nutrient Accounting tool can be accessed by contacting the hydraulics unit or download it following this link. NCDOT JSLAT has 4 worksheets or tabs. On the Instructions tab, you will find General Model Instructions, followed by instructions for specific tabs. Technical information on the underlying model assumptions are provided under the Model Methodology section. 2 reference maps are provided. The top map displays physiographic regions, while the bottom map displays weather station locations. Precipitation data from these stations is preloaded into NCDOT JSLAT. You may switch tabs anytime by clicking the tab itself or by clicking the buttons located at the top of each tab. On the Water Characteristics tab, the user enters the project site characteristics, including physiographic and geologic region, soil hydrologic group, precipitation location, total development area in square feet, a user-defined development name, a contact name for the person responsible for preparing the inputs for a project application, and land use areas associated with the pre-development condition and the post-development condition. Entries for the left 3 items are made by selecting from drop-down boxes. NCDOT JSLAT requires that the total development area be entered. When using NCDOT JSLAT to estimate changes in nutrient loading on new non-road development projects, the new development area will typically include the area within the project boundary where the project development land cover has been changed from its pre-development condition, as well as areas associated with any proposed BMPs. Typically, off-site drainage and drainage areas should not be included in the development area because the purpose of this model is to evaluate changes in nutrient loads on the project site only. However, in some cases, it may be appropriate to expand the project area in NCDOT JSLAT to include off-site areas that drain onto the project or proposed BMP. The user is granted some flexibility in making this decision. On the Bmp Characteristics tab, the user enters the proposed BMPs and the post-development land uses. A project may include multiple BMPs in parallel or in series. A site may also include multiple catchments in parallel or in series. NCDOT JSLAT can accommodate up to 6 catchments and 3 BMPs per catchment. These options should be adequate for most new development projects. However, a project area can be divided and modeled using multiple applications of the tool to accommodate more complex sites. The NCDOT JSLAT results are contained in the Development Summary tab. A summary for the entire project site is displayed at the top with additional information for individual catchments and BMPs at the bottom. At the top, nitrogen and phosphorus loads under the pre-development condition, post-development condition, and post-development condition with BMPs are shown. New non-road development projects are required to achieve either a % reduction goal or an annual loading goal at the site. Those nutrient reduction requirements differ depending on the location of the new project. If the project is located in the Jordan Lake watershed, nitrogen and phosphorus reductions are distinguished by subbasin as shown here. For example, if the new project is located in the Upper New Hope subwatershed of the Jordan Lake watershed, to achieve the nutrient reduction targets on that project, the post-development condition with BMPs must achieve at least a 35% reduction in total nitrogen and a 5% reduction in total phosphorus compared to the pre-development condition. Or the post-development annual loading condition must be at or below 2.2 pounds per acre per year for total nitrogen and 0.82 pounds per acre per year for total phosphorus. These load targets and percentage targets change if the project is located within the Lower New Hope subwatershed, Hall River subwatershed, or the Falls Lake watershed, as shown in the table. This completes the NCDOT JSLAT tool overview. Additional resources related to the NCDOT Green program are available at the NCDOT Connect site.